The next method that I'm going to show you is for those of us who have been running EasyCAD 2 on our computer. The software drivers that EasyCAD 2 uses is going to be different from those that Lightburn uses. In Lightburn software, I'm going to show you what it looks like if I don't update the drivers first. This says choose, I'll click devices, find my laser, I'll click next, and it just can't go out and find the machine. I'm going to cancel out of all of this. I'm going to share with you a little software program that I use, and it makes switching these USB drivers really quick. Zadig is a very handy program for very easily and quickly switching out USB drivers. It's specifically made for scenarios exactly like we have here. It'll ask me if I want this app to make changes on my device, and of course I do because we want to update some USB drivers. I'll click yes. And this is the small program of Zadig. The first thing I'm going to do is navigate to Options, List All Devices, and from this pull-down menu, I want to find USB LMCV4, or yours might say V2. With that selected, it has driver here, and then it's going to switch it to Windows USB driver version 6 point something. This is exactly what I'm looking for, and I'm going to click Replace Driver. Only click that once. This may take about 30 seconds, or it may take several minutes for it to update this driver. We can see I've got the little blue spinning wheel, meaning that this program is running in the background, and it is saying not responding, but it is working. I'll patiently just wait for this to complete everything out. I'll have a notification saying when it has successfully updated the USB driver. Here's that notification I was waiting for on my computer. It took about 1 minute. I'll hit close, and I can close that program out. The USB driver has been updated, and now Lightburn will be able to auto-detect my GI30 fiber laser. I'll make sure that this middle box says choose. Once again, if this says anything other than choose, Lightburn will not be able to auto-detect the laser machine. This looks good, and I'll click on Devices, find my laser. I'll click Next. And unlike before, it's now going out and searching for my fiber laser across a USB cable. I found that Lightburn, when auto-detecting a fiber laser, may take up to 1 to 2 minutes. Right on cue, it found my laser. I'm going to expand this dialog box out a little bit, and here's the fiber laser. I'm going to see that it's saying that the lens is 110 millimeters square, whereas the lens on the machine itself is 150. That's okay. We're going to correct that a little bit later on. This looks good, and I'm going to click Add Device. It's now going to say that it is going to look for this markconfig7 file. I'll import that, and again, that is one of the files that's located on this USB drive. And I'll navigate to that folder where I copied all of those files, and I'll go to Software 15, and it's typically located under a file folder called Plug. Here is that file, markconfig7, that's the one I'm looking for, and I'll click Open. Lightburn has a warning for me saying that it cannot locate the COR file. That COR file is for the specific lens correction file for this 150 millimeter lens. That too we're going to loop back in just a minute. This looks good, and I'll click Next. And what would I like to call my laser? Once again, I'm going to call it the Monport GI30. I'm also going to see that it's calling out the work area of the machine, 166 millimeters squared, and again, the lens is 150. I am going to leave this alone. Again, that COR file is going to take care of this for us. I'll click Next, and here's a recap of everything. I like the way that this looks. I'll hit Finish. Okay. Now I can come over to my machine tool list and find the machine that we just configured, the Monport GI30, and I'll see that it is already connected. So pretty quickly, Lightburn software is connected up to the machine. I'm going to loop back to that COR file. To do this, I'll navigate to the top of the screen to Device Settings and load COR file. This file is located under Software 15. When I double click on that, here is a file, jcz15.cor. This is the file I'm looking for, and I'll click Open. I pop that in, and I can click OK. And now Lightburn is fully configured up to the laser machine. I'll type in some sample text here. And I'll make this just a little bit smaller. And part of standard practice with working with a fiber laser, we tend to have our work graphics always centered directly underneath the lens. And I can hit either the lettered key P, or I can navigate to the top of the screen and pull this menu down and move to center of page. That looks good, and I will frame this out. I like the way that that looks. I'll put my safety glasses on and tell it to run. I just love that sound. Getting Lightburn set up and configured to run with the fiber laser machine, it's pretty straightforward. There's only a couple of extra steps, and most people get hung up looking for that COR file or that Mark Config 7 file. I hope that this video helped you out. If it did, please consider giving it a like, subscribe to the channel, and definitely ring that notification bell. This video is part of a video series all dedicated to the GI30 by Monport. Upcoming videos are going to include getting to know Lightburn and the fiber laser machine better. I'm also going to be doing some color marking on stainless steel and installing a rotary unit on the laser machine. Until next time, learn, create, and share.